welcome to Virtual CB1A. This is Miss Rena, and for today's video discussion, we are going to have a lecture on the subject trigonometry. So as I've mentioned dun sa post natin sa classroom, we are only going to tackle selected topics on trigonometry. Mainly yung mga topics na hindi nyo na tackle in your previous geometry classes, and also those topics na baka nakalimutan nyo na from your previous trigonometry lessons. So ito yung pinakang building block ng trigonometry. We have the first theorem, the Pythagorean Theorem. It states that the square of the length of the hypotenuse of a right triangle is equal to the sum of the squares of the lengths of its legs. So we have here a right triangle ABC. And from here, the largest angle is the 90-degree angle, and opposite it is our hypotenuse. So ang katapat ng pinakamalaking angle natin, which is the right angle, is the hypotenuse. So please take note of that. The hypotenuse is always opposite the right angle. So hindi kayo maliligaw ng paghahanap ng hypotenuse kasi lagi lang siyang katapat ng right angle. Okay? And then what do we call the other two sides? So the two sides, yung mas maliit, shorter legs, A and B, they are called the legs. Okay? Alright. So the hypotenuse C is here. So the square of the hypotenuse C is equal to the sum of the two legs A squared plus B squared. So the square of the two legs. To make it even clearer, let's have an example. So we have here three right triangles. So the first right triangle is right triangle A, B, and C. And using the Pythagorean theorem, we are going to find the value of its missing side. So the missing side is side A. For the second triangle, we have triangle DEF. And the missing side is E. It is only a leg. Now, for the third triangle, we have triangle XYZ. The missing leg is Z, or the missing side is Z. And Z is opposite the right angle, so Z is the hypotenuse. Let's start with the first triangle. Triangle A, B, and C. Let's solve for the value of A. So using the Pythagorean theorem, we know that C is equal to 5, A is unknown, and B is equal to 4. So, baka nagtataka pa kung paano magpangalan ng side. Di ba pagka nagpapangalan tayo ng side sa geometry, we use the two endpoints. So this is side AB, and at the same time, you can also call it side C. So when we name sides of triangles, we use lowercase letters. So kung ang vertex niya ay C, yung opposite side niya is lowercase c. Okay? Kapag ka point, capital letter. Pag opposite side, small letter. Lagi lang silang parehas. Ang katapat ni point A or vertex A ay side A. Ang katapat ni point B or vertex B ay side B. Okay? Please take note of that. So we know that our hypotenuse is C kasi katapat siya ng right angle. So let's write the Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus B squared is equal to C squared. Wala tayong kailangang i-modify since parehas lang naman yung mga letters na ginamit. So for A, it is unknown. So let's leave it as A squared pa rin. But for B, we can already substitute the value 4. So we have here 4 squared. Next for C, may value tayo. We have 5. We have 5 squared. So substitution lang po ito. Now let's continue. We have A squared plus 16 is equal to 25 because 4 squared is 16 and 5 squared is 25. Now let's find the value of A. So we have to use addition property of equality. So 16 must be subtracted on both sides. We have A squared is equal to 25 minus 16. And 25 minus 16 is 9. So we have A squared is equal to 9. To get the value of A, let's extract the root of both sides. So we have square root of A squared is A, and square root of 9 is 3. So for here, the value of A is, of course, 3. So the missing side is now known, and its value is equal to 3. Okay? Ayan. So the sides are 3 and 4, and the hypotenuse is 5. Let's go to the second triangle. So the second triangle is triangle DEF. Excuse me. So for triangle DEF, known sides natin are 1 and the hypotenuse 2. So we have the first leg, which is E squared, plus the second leg, which is the opposite of D. So D squared. Pwede nyo rin siyang isulat as D squared plus E squared. Parehas lang yun, since addition is commutative. Now the hypotenuse is F. So we have here F squared. So alin man dito, parehas tama. Let's continue our solution. Let's substitute the value of F and D. So ito yung F, yung hypotenuse, at ito naman yung D, yung katapat ng point D. So this is side D. Side D is equal to 1 squared, plus E. So unknown si E. So E squared pa rin siya. And then, para naman dito kay hypotenuse F, we have 2 squared. Now, let's simplify. We have 1 plus E squared is equal to 4. So, we are going to have here E squared is equal to 4 minus 1 because we have to subtract 1 from both sides, addition property of equality, to get the value of E squared. So we have 4 minus 1. So E squared will be equal to 3. Now, to get the value of E, we have to extract the root of E squared. So the square root of E squared is E, and the square root of 3 is again, square root of 3. So, pwede nyo naman siyang i-approximate. Pwede nyo kunin yung square root of 3, the approximated value. So, I don't have a calculator close. Pero, teka lang. Kunin ko lang, tapos i-compute natin. So, the square root of 3 is approximately equal to 1.7321. Ayan. So, the approximated value is 1.7321. But, if you give me the exact value, square root of 3, mas okay yun. Now, let's continue with the last triangle. We have XYZ. So, for triangle XYZ, dapat capital letter pag magpapangalan ng triangle. So, the two legs are X and Y, and the hypotenuse is Z. So, we have X squared plus Y squared is equal to Z squared. We have here 1 squared plus 1 squared is equal to C squared. So we have 1 plus 1 is equal to z squared. 2 is equal to z squared. So to get the value of the square root of z squared, so kunin natin yung square root of both sides. So square root of 2 is equal to z. This is the final answer. If you want to approximate the value of square root of 2, okay lang din naman. So let's check. The square root of 2 is approximately equal to 1.4142. So this is approximately the value of z. So this is how you use the Pythagorean Theorem in finding the value of the unknown side. So I hope that was clear, and we are going to proceed with the next lesson. So intay lang po ng susunod na video. Thank you and bye!